Hello guys, so Tony here, welcome to another video lesson, and in this tutorial we're going to create this stunning slideshow, easy to create, step by step, so stay with me until the end of this video. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, also turn on the bell icon so you can always get a notification whenever I post a new clip. Okay, without any further ado, let's jump into After Effects and create this awesome slideshow. Alright, we're back here in After Effects, and first, like always, let's create a new composition. Hit Ctrl+N or this little icon here, and I will rename it to Final. We will do 4K 3840 and 2160, frame rates 30 frames per second, and duration it's okay to leave it maybe around 6 seconds. Hit OK. And also we will create another composition, also hit Ctrl+N or hit this little icon here. And for this new composition, we will rename it Media 01, also 6 seconds, hit OK. I already have my footage, my media from pexels.com. Now just drag and drop here your footage, your media here in our media comp. And also now import our Media 01 here in our final comp. Okay, our next step is to duplicate this Media 01 composition. Hit Ctrl+D or go edit and then duplicate, and we will add a few effects here on our first media composition. Okay, go here in effects and preset, and if you can find effects and preset, go to window and you will find it here. And first effect that we're going to use is CC ball action. Drag and drop onto our Media 01, and also we'll make a few adjustments. As you can see, now we have this glitchy photo here in our finals, and for this scatter we will do around 260. Also we will later animate this rotation. Another effect that we're going to use is fill effect. Drag and drop here in our Media 01, change color to white, and also we will do maybe for this grid spacing to around 20, and ball size go to around 3. Okay, now it's time to animate our rotation here in ball action. Set up our first keyframe for rotation, type here 270, go to maybe around 5 seconds or so, or 6 seconds, and type here 350. And now when we hit 0, as you can see, we have this falling particles here in our finals. If you want to change direction, just change here rotation axis to maybe Y or Z according your needs. And as you can see, now we have a different movement here in our finals. Also, next effect that we're going to use is glow effect. Drag and drop also here on our Media 01. Hit Ctrl+D again, and as you can see, we have these great looking particles here in our final composition. Our next step is to create a grid layer here in our finals. Just close this effect control for now. Right click in our composition and create a new solid layer. We will rename it, of course, grid 4K, and then hit OK. And now find here in effects and preset grid effect, drag and drop onto our grid layer, and we will also make a few adjustments for this size from change from corner point to width slider. For width go to around maybe 75 or so. For the border go to around 20, not 20, type 0.5. And for opacity, change here to maybe around 30 or so. And now, as you can see, we have these subtle grids here in our final composition. Okay, our next step is to create color correction. Right click and then create new adjustment layer. We will rename just colors, and go and find here in the effects and preset for color gradient. Drag and drop onto our adjustment layer, and now it's time to reposition our points. For the first one, go here, second one here, third one maybe like so, and then change all of our colors to maybe blue ones. For the third one, go like here. You can also use eyedropper like so, and then just change here different type of this blue one. And now for the blending modes, find here overlay and also hit T for opacity, and then you can also play around with percentage, but I'm satisfied with maybe 80% or so. And now this is looking really cool here in our finals. Now it's time to create our text layers here in our final composition. I will close also this effect control for now, and to create a new composition, for the composition name I will do just text 01. For width go to around 1700, for height maybe to around 130 or so. Duration it's okay to leave it to 6 seconds. And now we will create here our text, hit Ctrl+T or go here on this little icon, horizontal type tool, and I will type random text, creative. Also I'm using this Sign Extra font. This is free font from fontsquirrel.com. For this text height go to around maybe 130. Also align it here to the center, go find align and center it. Also if you can't find align, go window and find it here. And now it's time to make a few adjustments. Open up this little triangle here, go to animate, find tracking, and go tracking according your text size, maybe to around 60 or so for this tracking amount. Set up our first keyframe here on 0 frames and go to around 6 seconds, and set up our second keyframe, hit here 0, and now as you can see we have this really cool movement for our creative text. Also what we can do is to animate our position. Go again here on animate, find here position. For position go to Y parameter, maybe to around 300 or so. Open up this range selector, set up our first keyframe for this offset, type here -100. Okay, go to around 2 seconds and type here 100. Also open up this advanced tab here and shape from square change to ramp up, and also for ease high and ease low change to around 50%. Also if you want you can randomize your order of your creative text. I will set this to on, and also just for position I have forgotten to type here 300. Instead of 30, type 300, and now when we hit 0 we have something like this. Now also hit U on our creative text, and for this offset select our keyframes, hit F9 on your keyboard, go to graph editor. If you can't see a curve like this, just go right click and then hit here edit speed graph and draw a curve like so. And now in our finals, when we hit 0, we're getting this really cool animation. Maybe just move this to the left, this one to the right. And now this is looking really cool. And also our next step is to drag and drop our text 01 here in our final composition, just below our colors. And now when we hit 0, we have this really cool and creative animation. Also go here in effects and presets, find here fill effect, drag and drop onto our text composition, and adjust color according to your needs. For this tutorial purpose I will do maybe this yellow color, hit OK. Now when we hit 0 we have something like this. Alright, our next step is to pre-compose all of our layers here in our final composition. Hit Ctrl+A, then right click, select here pre-compose, make sure to move all attributes into the new composition. I will rename this to part 01 and then hit OK. And now it's time to create our movements here in our final comp. Go right click, find here adjustment layer. For this adjustment layer I will just rename it to motion. Also go here in effects and preset, find here motion tile effect, drag and drop onto our motion adjustment layer. and also find here transform, also drag and drop here in our final comp. For this motion type we will make a few adjustments. For output width, go to around 300, also output height, and for this scale go to around maybe 40 for now. And now it's time to animate our part 01. Go to around 0 frames, set up our first keyframe for the phase, and then go to around maybe 1 second and 15 frames or so, and type here 270 and also 2 times. And now when we hit 0, we're getting something like this here in our final composition. Also hit U to show all of our keyframes, select them, hit F9, go to graph editor and draw a curve like this. Okay, now when we hit 0, we have something like this. Okay, now we will animate also a scale parameter here for this transform. Go to around maybe 10 frames, set up our first keyframe for our scale, and then go to around 2 seconds and type here 100. Also hit U to show all of our keyframes, select them all, hit F9, also go to graph editor and draw the same curve like before. And now when we hit 0, we have this really cool animation here in our finals. Okay, our next step is to duplicate this motion adjustment layer. But before that, hit U to show all of our keyframes, go to around 2 seconds or so, and then hit Ctrl Shift plus D, and then upper one just delete. And now we can duplicate this right one motion layer, hit here and then go to edit and then duplicate. And this motion 2 move to around maybe here, maybe 2 seconds. Hit here to motion 2 and also check this horizontal phase shift. And now when we hit 0 in our finals, we're getting this really cool and creative animation. Also, one last step that we can do is to open up our text again, and instead of this tracking from 60 to 0, we will reverse it, hit here 0, and then go to final keyframe here on our 6th second and readjust it here according your needs, maybe to around 60 or 70 according your text size. And now in our finals we have this really creative and this really cool looking slideshow. Now what you can do also is to hit Ctrl plus A and then create a new composition to create your slide 01. Also then duplicate that slide 01 to create slide 02 and 3. Just don't forget when you're applying your media 2 on top of media 01, just to hold Alt when you're dragging and dropping your new composition. And that was it for today's tutorial. Hope you learned something new, guys. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also take a look on my channel for even more great tutorials. And until next time, stay creative and bye bye.